Hey, how's it going? Thought I would come out here and try to get a coal with the bow drill fire. Was out here yesterday working on it, and just didn't take enough time to get my set and all that right. And so I can find it. It was this one. Um, Ended up pretty much burning through it. Got a good amount of dust, but it just wasn't black enough. And I just was. It'd been a while since I'd gotten a coal, so I kind of got the bug to get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a new board burnt in. This is tulip poplar, the last little bit that I've got left. Because I got this from Ohio. So, yeah, I was going to get this going. My spindle was already carved out. I've used this a couple of times. This is actually the first spindle that I used of poplar. I've got a few other things in here, different kinds of woods, cottonwood. I've got a cottonwood set that works really well. But, yeah, it's just going to kind of get to going on this, and yeah, I'll try to talk about it a little bit, I guess, as I go, but for the most part, I was just going to get going and kind of show you how I do it. So, let's get started. I do kind of measure out. It's not something I'm too strict on. Set this off the ground. So I get my my knot. I try not to push down too hard into this because I don't want to take out more wood than what I have to. So I get a little bit of a divot going, and you can check it with your spindle. If it's just enough for it to catch side to side like that, you should be good. So yeah, this is ready to rock. Let me adjust the camera and get my knife put away, and we'll try to get this burnt in. Alright, hopefully you can see this. So I've got my catch right here. And my board. Load my spindle. Really tight. Just the way I like it. And the trick, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. There's a lot of tension on there. Give me a second. Might have made it'll be easier this time. Bowstring was super tight first time around. Here we go. When you're first burning it in, I've kind of noticed to just take it real slow until your spindle kind of finds. See. Sorry. This is what happens though, you know. No need to delete it because I'm trying to look like a pro. I don't have my notch carved deep enough. That's what it is. It's all, a lot of it for me is just about getting set up, getting comfortable and all that from the get-go. Because once you feel all that's good to go, that's when you get after it. You know, you don't start trying to burn in and get this big fire going and all this stuff before you're not even comfortable. Because you get going, and that's your chance to get it. Ah, man. How long this says now? 4 minutes. Okay. That's alright. That's alright. The second that I start seeing it smoke and it get real black like that, I'm good to go. Some people keep going, but I'll stop it. That's all I need to, in my opinion. So let me adjust the camera and I'll do some touch-ups on this and I'll show you what I'm doing there. That your set is burnt in, you have got some black down there. Hopefully not too much up there, but if you do, you're going to need to knock that down. And then your set's burnt in. I normally just go ahead and take care of my spindle first. So what I do is I go ahead and knock off. Be careful because this is still going to be a little warm. Go ahead and knock off this end down here, the black. Where it's kind of shouldered and tapered. You don't have to take too much off. You just barely push down. You just want to get to that color of wood underneath the black that isn't burnt, because that's going to help the friction, because this is technically fire hardened. Just even though it's just only been rubbed, it hasn't been held over a fire. You just want to kind of acorn it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then on this end, you want to leave the black up at the top, because that's fire hardened and it's going to get smooth. And you want to knock off where it's shouldered and your handhold. All of these little things are going to be your ticket to getting your end result, which is a coal. And hopefully, once you get a coal, you've got the skills to get a fire, but the coal is the first step. So See, there's still a little bit here, but it's not anything I'm worried about. And now you set this off to the side, keep it off the ground, don't drip sweat on it or anything. And now you want to do your notching. So this can be somewhat tricky if you've never done it before, and if you don't have a really nice block like this. And honestly, I kind of alternate back and forth as to how I do it. Sorry about that. My wife just called. She was off work. But the easiest way to do this, obviously, is if you have a multi-tool. You can do it with a folding saw, like a Baco or whatever, but it's a little tricky because those blades are longer, and it you know, feeling it out when you're trying to get down deep enough or too deep, or the blade's a little thick. But if you want to do it with your knife, you know, the pros or the guys that are real good at it can literally just put their knife on there and rock it back and forth, which is possible. You know, like I've got a pretty nice little groove there already, and you can just rock it back and forth and pop out notches like that. But that takes a little while. So what I tend to do is I tend to get the point of my knife, figure out where I want it to go, and mark it. And don't be afraid to, if you've got I use big spindles, if you didn't see that. I like big spindles. I'm a bigger guy, and I don't mind having a bigger spindle with more friction. It's not going to spin as fast as a small one, but I don't mind it having more friction and me having to power through it. And you know, they just spit out huge coals. That's why I like them. You can get 2 coals in one. It'll spit out literally 2 coals that cheer you up. So I like using bigger spindles. So with the bigger spindle, don't be afraid to put a bigger notch in it. You know, that's not gonna hurt it at all. If anything, it'll help give it a little bit more oxygen that you normally wouldn't have. So just kind of using the stump or whatever you're working on, you know, just really push down on it, and you'll start popping pieces out. Like I said, the guys that do this all the time, that are real good at it, can literally just hold it and bam, bam, bam. And you know, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but hopefully one day I will. All right. Just always be aware of where your knife is, like what you're doing with your knife, because especially when you're coming here, if it pops out, you know. So I always try to push down and not up. So if I'm going here, I push down. If I'm going here, I push down. You know, I don't ever push like this and try to pop it. I pop it away from me, just because I don't want this big old boy to bite me. And you can kind of, you know, saw into it a little bit like that. That's not going to hurt anything if you got a good knife. Not at all. And don't think that this has to be perfect, that you're going to be some carpenter with this. I mean, you're just trying to give that black dust a place to go as you make it. You don't want to go too far deep into the hole. You just want to go a little bit. And just clean it up. It just takes time, you know, to figure it out. Just get rid of all that trash in there. And then you can go along the bottom here. Just slide your knife across. almost like the same movement as a feather stick. And then you do it on the other side. Be real careful because this is a short side. Just use your blade. Use the sharpness of your blade. And this is chamfering, sorry, the bottom to let air in there. Now there's no way of knowing whether this is going to work or not until you do it. You know, this may not even work. That might be too big of a notch. I might have went too far into the hole or into the spindle hole. You just won't know. You know, just try it. I mean, it's wood. Just try it. Don't be afraid of it. You know, nothing to lose. Reset and
alright,
back to you.
Give it a shot. Got everything primed and prepped and ready. And let's see what this set will do. Hopefully you've done everything that you feel like you needed to do. Just get comfortable. Make sure your board's locked in. Make sure you're up above your board. And then just give it a shot. Just going real smooth and slow, feeling the board. It's wanting to kick out on me when I press down. So I'm just going to keep building up heat and build up that dust. Let's stop and take a look. See, it's not building up quite the way I want it to. And it's because my notch isn't quite deep enough. Hope I didn't go too deep. Keep that dust. And give it another shot. My spindle is still wrapped around there. Now if I was really trying to get this coal based on my life and being in need, I would have reshaped that spindle. Tell you right now, but I feel like I can do it without, because I didn't see much friction up top on my handhold. Because of the color of it. my spindle. Wanting to kick out on me like that, you see? I did mess it up, but I also got a coal. I put my hole too far to the edge and the back of it broke off. See? Well, look how black that is. Using a wooden handhold. And here's my coal. I do have some bark right here. I can try real quick. Might be marginal, guys. Wasn't planning on blowing it in the flame, but you know, can't help it, right? This is cottonwood bark. It's Texas's version of tulip poplar. Now see, I didn't even process any of this down. I'm literally doing it all on the fly. And this is an extremely small bird's nest. But let's give it a shot. You get the point. I could have gotten that. I don't want to smoke out the garage. So, lesson learned could be prepare your set better. So that it doesn't break out like this. You can still get a coal, but prepare your set better. And two, don't give up. You know, don't give up. You've got nothing to lose because you're just trying, you're practicing. You know, this isn't a competition. Nobody's going to judge you. Just don't give up. Just keep trying and work on the little things and take steps as you go. And just have a blast. So, hope this wasn't too boring. I got to get this stuff edited together, and I will put out another video as quick as I can. Thanks for watching, guys.